In this video, we want to talk about a characteristic of lines called slope. It is pretty much what it sounds like, a slope or a slant. It's telling me what direction and how much my line is going. So the official math definition here is if I have two distinct points, we'll call the first one x1, y1, and then we'll call the second one x2, y2. If I draw a line through those 2 points, the slope is defined to be the ratio, a comparison of how much change there is vertically, which we sometimes call the rise, over how much change there is horizontally, which we sometimes call the run. So if you've heard of rise over run, that's the slope, and you're just comparing the amount of change vertically to the change horizontally. Now, the only time that we can't get an answer for slope is if our x values are actually the same and we take the difference, it's 0. That would be an undefined slope. That's a special case we'll get to later. All right, let's take a look at some different kinds of slope and see if we can generalize what slope is telling us. So in this picture, I have this red line, m equals 3. It's pretty steep upwards. Then I have a dotted purple line, m equals 1. It's about splitting through the middle of the coordinates of that quadrant, right in the middle, 45-degree line. And then I have m equals 1/3, this green line that's almost flat. Then I have this blue line that's actually going down, and it has m equals -1. So some generalizations we can make from this is that if I have a positive slope, my line's going to go up. But if I have a negative slope, like the blue line, my line's going to go down. Now, comparing those positive slopes, what we notice is that the larger the value, the steeper the line. That works whether it's positives or negatives, right? So the bigger the number, like a -7, would be going down, but it's going to be going down very sharply or steeply. Now, some of you might be familiar with something called let me get a line here, I'm sorry, get a color, y equals mx plus b. That would be the slope-intercept form for the equation of the line. So m is the slope, and then this b is going to be telling me my y-intercept. Let's take a look. So in the next equation here, I have y equals -2x plus 3. So this 3 is telling me where I'm crossing my y-axis. So it will be telling me at a positive 3, 0, 3, I'm going to cross the y-axis. And then this -2, the number that's in front of my x, is going to be my slope. So if I have a -2, that's the same as a -2 over a 1, right? You can always make a fraction out of an integer by putting it over 1. So I'm going to rise over run according to this ratio. Now, if it's a negative, that means we're not going to go up, we're actually going to go down, right? So we would go down 2 units and then run 1. So my next point would be here at 1, 1, right? So my first point was where I crossed according to my equation 0, 3. The next one would be 1, 1. Now I could repeat the slope if I wanted another point. I could go down 2 more and run 1 more and land here at, what would this be? Let me get the right color. That would be 2, -1. And then I connect my dots, and I've got my line. That's maybe a little bit easier than making a table. So you start with your y-intercept, plot where that is on the y-axis, and from that point, you do what the slope tells you to. All right, this next page has a few examples. Let's see if you can go ahead, pause this for just a minute, see if you can quickly get the graph for these 3 lines. Okay, so let's see how we did. This first one, I'm going to reveal. It says here that my equation is y equals 3x minus 1. So according to my formula, y equals mx, right? Y equals mx plus b. Then I know that this constant number here should be where I'm crossing the y-axis, yep, at 0, -1. And then this number here in front of x, 3, means I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3 and go over 1. So I'd be at 1, 2. So 0, -1, and 1, 2 would be 2 points that are on that line. All right, let's take a look at the next one. In this case, we have a -2 for the y-intercept, so 0, -2. And then my slope in this case is 3/4. So from that 0, -2, I would go 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 up, and then run 1, 2, 3, 4 units to get to the point 4, 1. All right, last one. Now there's a difference in this last one because what do you notice? You notice that your slope is negative. So instead of the line going up, it should have gone down. But it's the same exact process. You start with the y-intercept, so 0, 3 right there on the y-axis, and then we use this negative slope going down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2 as many times as you want to get to your next point. So I would have the point 0, 3, and then if I go down 1 and over 2, I would be at 2, 2, and I could keep going from there. Let me know if you have any questions.